Hey writer friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you a writer life update all about finding joy in the journey. If you're new here, my name is Holly. I'm a writer aspiring to be a published author. If you haven't already, please give this video a big thumbs up, click subscribe to support my channel, and ring that bell so you don't miss any videos. Okay, so clearly it has been a hot minute since I have sat down and filmed a YouTube video. I took a social media hiatus back in January, February, and that was maybe about a month long, and then I came back and came out with some videos, was posting regularly on social media, and then all of a sudden I just got so busy and so overwhelmed with everything going on in real life that I had to take social media and my author platform, I had to put that on the back burner. Now, usually these things are planned where I have, I'm posting, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry I don't have a YouTube video up this week, I'll have one next week, or I try to get one up, but the only thing that I could manage were live streams and live writing sprints. So I am grateful for those of you who were able to show up for that, but I know that's not all that I want my channel to be. I want to be able to give writing advice and motivation and share my writer journey with you all. So I don't just want to have these live sprints. So I'm really glad to be back, and I'm hoping that, there won't be any impromptu hiatuses in the near future and that I will be back for good for a while. Now, part of the reason I took a step back from posting on social media and posting YouTube videos is because I just got really burnt out and overwhelmed with all of the work that I had in real life. So not just with my job as a physical therapist, but also as a freelancer on a site called Upwork. Now, if you joined me for any of those live writing sprints, then you would know that I was working on my Upwork freelance projects. And throughout all of Camp Nano, I was supposed to work on editing Project Diamond, which is my NaNoWriMo novel from 2020, and I did not touch that thing. I did not look at or edit one word because I was trying to work on this project that I have been working on for a while now, and I had taken a little bit of a break from it because I was overwhelmed with my mental health and everything, and the person that I work with is very understanding and very patient, but I was just like, I don't want to let that run thin, so I need to work on this project. And having that looming over my head, it was just really hard, and any free moments I had or extra bouts of energy that I had, I didn't want to put towards Project Diamond because I wanted to work on my freelance project, because this is something that, a client is relying on, and I'm getting paid to produce this. Now, I didn't have this concrete deadline, and maybe that would have helped me to kind of set more of a schedule and be more focused and disciplined with it. But I tried to do what I could because I was just so exhausted after work every day, no matter how much sleep I got, caffeine, no caffeine, 6 hours sleep, 9 hours sleep, it just didn't matter. But anyway, so I have been working on this for so long, and so that really is what took up my time and energy, which left nothing for my author life. But I am grateful for the experience because it showed me that I need to have that balance. I need to not bite off more than I can chew, and I need to not take on too many projects at once. And so I'm definitely going to be focusing on Project Diamond for the months of June and July, and hopefully can make some progress with that and be able to update you on how that's going. But so I titled this video Finding the Joy in the Journey because this kind of burnout that I was feeling and wanting to step back from social media, the time away made me realize that it was more deeply rooted than I thought. And it wasn't just because I was working on these freelance projects and didn't have time, but I have essentially been hustling to become a traditionally published author and to build my author platform since November 2015. And so, hey, that's been 5.5 years. That's a long time to be working on a dream and working on something that, yes, I'm seeing progress, but I'm not to where I want to be yet. I don't have an agent. I don't have a book deal. It's so it's been really hard for me because I think I started to step back and feel just kind of, not like jaded, but I was feeling just exhausted and just like, why am I doing this? Like, what's the point of this if I still am not where I want to be and where like I thought I would be a couple of years ago? You know, I've been hustling and I think I just really got burnt out by that. And stepping back and taking this kind of impromptu hiatus made me realize that the hiatus wasn't going to fix that. The hiatus was not going to fix this deeply rooted burnout. Now I realized that I need to find a balance, because when I was working on my nano project in 2015 and then editing said project throughout 2016 and doing all of my research about everything writerly related and query related, that just completely consumed my life. I remember I would wake up, I would write before work. If I had breaks during work, like if a patient had canceled, I would write. At lunchtime, I would write. After work, I would write. I just was always working on my project. And like, that is just insane. That's just crazy. I remember in 2016, I went to a writer's workshop. It was a one-day workshop, and I went out to lunch with some other writers, and I remember telling them about that, like, oh yeah, I write all the time, every second I can get, and they just like looked at me like I was crazy. like I was just an alien. And granted, a lot of these women were mothers, and so they were probably like, where do you have the time? But I realized that that was not a healthy thing for me to do. And yes, I was very passionate about it. And so that like made me want to work on it all the time, but also it's just not a feasible thing to do. And so on the flip side, here my passion has kind of dulled a little bit, because I'm trying to look ahead at the goal that I still haven't reached. I'm trying to get that agent. I'm trying to get that book deal. I'm trying to write the perfectly crafted book that an agent is going to want and that is going to sell and that's right for the market and all that stuff. And I just don't want to be so overwhelmed by that. I want to find the joy in the journey again. That joy in the journey is enjoying like the race. You're not necessarily just thinking about the finish line. And with the writer life, there's never a finish line, right? So, you know, even I could get an agent and not a book deal off of Project Diamond. I could get a book deal and it wouldn't sell, you know, so but there's just always a stumbling block that can happen that you need to be able to work towards. So like that light at the end of the tunnel is just always going to keep moving farther and farther. And even those successfully published authors still, you know, don't feel adequate enough and feel like, well, now my next book has to be better, and the sequel, oh my gosh, that has to be better than the first book, because then they're going to think I'm a fluke and that, you know, I'm an imposter. So there's just always something. But if you find joy in the process, then you're always going to be happy and content with where you are. And so that's what I'm gonna try to do with coming back to YouTube and coming back onto my social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter. I'm gonna try to get back to TikTok and Instagram Reels, so we will see how that goes. But I just know that I just need to not go so gung-ho into wanting to work on this all the time, because, you know, my life has changed since 2015, and I'm not the same person I was in 2015, so I can't expect myself to just run myself dry. And I want to fall in love with my writing again. I want to be okay with just writing for the sake of writing. And, you know, right now I'm in the editing cave, so I need to be content with the editing and happy with the editing and not be thinking, well, is this going to be good enough to get me an agent? You know, I just need to fall in love with this process again and find the joy in the journey. So has this ever happened to you where you have gotten in a rut, or you realize like you were just, you know, running yourself dry, or you were only looking at that end goal and then starting to hate even writing, and that's what we love and that's what we want to do? Let me know in the comments down below. Let me know that I'm not alone. Tell me how you got out of it, your tips and tricks, because it's something that I want to continually consume ways to improve this aspect of my life so that it doesn't happen again. And if it does, I will know how to get out of it quickly. If you're interested in watching more writer mental health videos, I will link those down below and up in the cards. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!